So let's go.
If there's anybody at the front door and there's a really skinny red-haired lad trying to get in and he's very polite, that's actually Sam Twiston Davies is supposed to be here. Apparently he's here.
Yeah, and he's
trying to get in.
He is old enough to get in. He could be kept. The bouncer's just might.
I hope he brought ID. Yeah.
I'll check. Right. Let's have a quick word about the RSA Chase. Joe, let's start with you here. First question, because this is going to be a good one. No More Heroes shouldn't be favourites, should he?
No, I agree with you. He shouldn't be. More of that should be.
Joe Chambers, Irish expert.
More of that should be favourite, not No More Heroes. I think they're the wrong way around.
Yeah.
No More Heroes jumps well, he gallops, he got a stones of ride off Cooper last year, in which case he might have won the Albert Bartlett, but I think more of that, he's run 5 times around Cheltenham, he's won 5 times, he gave Any Power £7 in a beating. I think he needs every bit of 3 miles. Visually, his performance in November I thought was superb. It's a load of bollocks that there wasn't a suitable jockey around in January to run in January, or at Sandown I should say in January. I hope he turns up in the RSA. I think he is at 3-1 for the RSA, he's one of the most knocking bets of the whole week.
Right. Paul, coming back to the RSA steeplechase, if this was a hurdle race, which it isn't, more of that would be odds on, wouldn't he?
Yeah, of course he was. He was a very good, he was obviously...
Paul Kealy, Racing Post.
He was obviously one of the highest class world hurdle winners we've seen. It has to be said that obviously No More Heroes has only had 1 season over hurdles, so he hadn't been able to show that he was that good anyway. So, you know, one of the things you'd have to question is top class hurdlers don't always make top class chasers. I don't think a world hurdle winner has ever won a Gold Cup. I don't think, they normally stay over hurdles for too long. This is a lightly raced horse and he does jump well. And overall, I think he should be favourite because he has less question marks about him. I'm a huge fan of No More Heroes, have been for a couple of years. I've been telling people in the office that this is the 2017 Gold Cup winner. I still hope he is, but the 2 times that he's running Grady Company on ground that isn't soft, he's got beat, so he's got that question to answer.
Why are we waiting? Anyway, the good news is, Sam, you missed the conversation about Nichols and his missus. So,
yes.
That is, unless there is something you want to say, I don't know.
What kind of crowd have we got? Can they keep a secret?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Cheers,
Don't worry.
There goes my job. Thanks.
Next year we'll get Schofield. No worries. Right. Let's just finish the RSA. Let's just finish the RSA, and then we will turn back the clock a moment or two.
I've got a ride in there.
What?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Believe it or not, yeah.
Okay, let's go to Sam then. Your ride in the RSA is?
Le Mercury.
Right, let's move on. Thanks, Sam. Terrific to have you tonight. Sam Twiston Davies, you can go now. That's all we needed. Pick up your check on the way out.
What about Bristol de Mine, the JLT?
We'll go back in a minute, but just let's talk about Mercury, because presumably he's trained by the champion trainer. He's ridden by a future champion jockey.
Hey!
He's ridden by a future champion jockey.
Hey!
Honestly, if you want anything out of this fucker tonight, you've got to start buttering him up a bit. Sam, what have you got an each-way squeak?
That's it, an each-way squeak. The way I look at the RSA is that Nige has the 3rd favourite in Black Lion, and I'd compare Le Mercury quite well to Black Lion, but in the way that better ground is going to suit this horse. Are we allowed to swear? He shit himself at Doncaster.
It's only a mum in the front row. So
don't mind. The conversations we were having on the way down were a lot stronger. But look, he'd have an each-way chance in what looks like a race that's almost cutting up a little bit, so we'll see how it goes.
The difference, if you're Ricci,
we're fine.
Yeah. You sort yourself out, Rich. Don't worry about the rest of the panel.
No. I'm not going to drink it.
Honestly, old boy, you have another bottle.
I'm not going to.
Don't worry about us.
I'm not going to drink that until other people are being served. Go on.
Please don't drink it, otherwise you might be saying some of the rubbish you were saying last night that got reported today. And we do want that. Have the whole bottle.
If
Plug
you
it
did
back.
drink it, you might have thought two were going for the Queen Mother, heaven
Yeah.
forbid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bang on. Yeah.
Right, I think we're just about done on the RSA. Let's just go down. Did you speak about the RSA, Rich?
More of that.
More
Any
of
power
that.
form. We've got a deal here as well, I think.
Right, more of that. Sam is Le Mercury, but he won't win. Joe,
More of that.
more of that for Joe. Kealy,
The race is going to cut up quite badly with more of that and no more heroes in it. I think if you have a bet each way on Monksland at 33-1, the 8-1 for a place would look a very big price.
yeah, I did. Maybe one or two of you did see it. I spoke to Noel Mead on the show just the other day, and although it is 33-1, he seemed quite. I think it's going to be ridden totally not off, Paul Carberry style. Even though it's not Paul Carberry, Sean Flanagan will be on board. I think it'll be right out the back and just gently cruise in and maybe pick up a few pieces at the end.
Will he travel like a travelling?
He will travel like a bloody travelly thing to 5 out, but then he might find zilch. Good hurdler in the past. Thanks, Joe, for your input. When we need another Nicky Henderson impersonation, we know where to go to. Right, Supreme Novice Hurdle, Sam. If you could ride any horse in the race, what would it be?
Well, I think, as we spoke about the other night, I think Aleator, I thought it was interesting that Nicky Henderson had given him 4 runs. He'd done a lot wrong in his early starts, and now he's starting to do things a little bit of the kind of way you'd like to see. I think Bouvier be a touch keen. Min is the obvious one to beat. He's been very, very impressive. But I've just fallen in love with Aleator, and seeing what I've seen, I think he is a real contender.
So the Strawberries in love with a big gelding in the Sky Bet Supreme Novices Hurdle, Altior. Right, the Neptune investment. I don't think there'll be anything for Nichols in here with any real chance if it is. So again, Sam, if you could pick any of them, who do you ride and why?
Well, this for me is pretty easy. I was very, very impressed with Yanworth the other day in Cheltenham and beating what looked a strongish field. He travelled, jumped, he's relaxing well. He made one little mistake down the back, but you can guarantee they'll have schooled the absolute brains out of him since. And of the others, it's looking competitive for seconds and thirds. But I've just been so impressed with Yanworth. You can't take away from what he's done.
The Albert Bartlett Novices Hurdle, Barter's Hill is the clear favourite, but looks very slow if talented. Do you fancy anything against him?
I thought Gangster was the interesting one. Obviously, watching his replays and seeing how he's done it in Ireland, he is the potential. The horse, so you've got Ballydyne and such, that finished behind Barter's Hill at Doncaster. But for me, it was a funny race to watch. I mean, the third horse of Graham McPherson's hasn't actually won a hurdle race, and that was only a handful of lengths behind them. How they ride this horse, I just don't know. He looks slow, relentless, and I think around Cheltenham you're going to have something that's just going to come and do him just after the last and show a bit of speed. Of all of them, I think one of Rich's horses, Thomas Hobson, you can guarantee they'll have scored the absolute brains out of him since he last ran. He's got that little bit of flat class about him, and if someone's going to go past Barter's Hill quickly, it'll be him.